This is GildedData here from Indie Insights, and I want to apologize for when we tried to record the first half of this, we had audio issues on the day that it happened, and
And
we couldn't be heard. We couldn't be heard.
yeah, I didn't pick it up
I'm so
until
sorry.
I started to do the editing, and I kind of had to do it a bit late in the week because other commitments. But this,
We're so sorry about this.
all right, this should be out pretty soon after we finish recording this. So hopefully we get it out and
Today is
it comes
420,
out well. Oh yeah,
and what better way to start to talk about on 420 than the funny green rabbit man who used to be yellow, who used to be purple.
mm.
Yep.
Springtrap versus Junko, I believe is how her name is pronounced. And I get that
This one is popular for a reason,
yes.
but it what could even be done here? Like it's from I don't know much about Danganronpa, but it's just a girl.
Well, she has the Monokuma army.
I mean, technically, Springtrap has an army too.
So it would be an army fight of all the Monokumas versus all the animatronics. Which,
And I believe her
And
army
if
is
you
the
give,
bears, am
But
I right?
I like the idea of a Springtrap solo fight way more.
yeah,
And of course, they have turned themselves into AI.
but
Apparently,
For Junko and Springtrap, they have turned themselves into AI.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about Junko turning herself into an AI in one of the Danganronpa games to live after death.
oh, Springtrap can just hack.
It's popular. I don't really like it, but I get it's not bad. It's just kind of mid to us.
For me, I'm personally into the idea.
Yeah. So mid to okay, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Springtrap versus Maki.
Which
No.
yeah. Like
The connections are really simple, but they're decent. But its strength is in numbers.
yeah, it's just kind of eh.
Yeah.
I mean, do you like the thumbnail that I've made?
Yes.
It's a good thumbnail, or at least a funny thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Quickly moving on to Springtrap versus Sans, which is no.
There's only one good Undertale versus FNAF matchup I like.
And you, what is it?
But I don't
What is
remember
that?
that we said that you like it
asked me.
because of the fan games.
No, it was a fan game matchup.
Yeah. That's what I remember you saying. Fan game matchup. I will say though,
Undertale Yellow and Day Shift at Freddy's.
Yeah, Dar, you got another fun thumbnail here with the sunglasses.
I like the fact of how I gave them glasses.
Then we've
Sunglasses.
got Springtrap versus Grimace as a meme idea, and
No.
no, even as a meme, it's bad.
But I did, however, include the idea of how I will imagine this matchup start.
Okay.
It's rare people tend to meme Grimace and his sake, and thought of a funny idea of how the matchup would have started with William after hearing the news of the surrounding death regarding people with the Grimace sake, with Grimace being the suspect, and some tend to label him as one of the dangerous purple killers along Thanos, which William tend to consider news ridiculous, as he takes the McDonald's lunch and pulls out the Grimace shake, which he drinks it, which from later on he would notice Grimace on the security cameras, and that's how I would imagine the fight start.
Okay, that was a lot of words. But it's still a bad idea.
Kind of unnecessary. And like I said, it's technically not even a Springtrap matchup since it focuses on William more.
Yeah.
I mean, William is purple guy.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying it focuses more on William being outside of the Springtrap suit.
Hmm.
But I can imagine one of the scenes of the fight where he gets into the Springtrap suit.
Give me a second. I'm
It's,
just
it's
gonna
not
pause
like a
this. And unpaused. Right, so now that we've had a few bad matchups, let's look at a very, very good matchup.
what a four peak.
Springtrap versus Dio.
This one's
Yeah,
uh
they always end up in fire somehow.
yeah.
It's just
And for anyone that's
they've been in
seen
fires at least twice.
that fan made 1 minute melee animation, that shows quite well the
Before it
dynamic
got
between the
unlisted.
two.
Yeah, but I was sad it was taken down
Yeah.
because the Meth 1 minute melee was really a good fight.
It's still bullshit that it got taken down.
I know.
If they're not going to do anything with it, why don't you let people make their own?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of surprising that 1
Plus-
minute melee has been in hiatus for a couple years
This
now.
thing-
Yeah,
Not even
that's a whole
couple,
bunch of other
several.
stuff that other people have gone into over the years. Let's just talk about how good the
But
matchup
I just want
is.
to say it's even sadder because I think the guy that was making it, Maple Riot, I think he was making a Vegito versus Shattuck.
They had a whole Dragon Ball season plan, which was weird. But anyway,
No, I'm talking.
Springtrap versus Dio.
It works, and
Works
that you
very,
could
very
possibly
well.
justify. You could possibly justify Springtrap seeing stands.
Yep.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's still kind of up in the air. I mean, he can see ghosts, so I wouldn't be surprised if he could see a stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next we've
Didn't he
got.
see?
Oh, you were saying something about seeing?
Didn't Springtrap see the world in the 1 minute melee?
Can't
Like
remember. It has been
after
a
a time
while.
stop, like I think after a time stop, he avoided an attack from
But
the world.
I'd fully believe that Springtrap can see the stands.
Yeah, I could too. This applies to the other JoJo matchup that is good on here, but it's not next. So
What
The
is
next one is
next?
Springtrap versus Darth Vader.
Which
yes,
it's not
Both are men who were once normous
awful.
men. They were men behind the slaughters of children, like how
Well, that's
Vader, during his time as
yes,
Anakin,
yes,
killed
yes.
young ladies after being.
we all are aware of that infamous scene.
Yeah.
Master Skywalker. There's too many of them. What are we going to do?
And if you've seen the Robot
A
Chicken,
knight's lightsaber.
I love the way that Robot Chicken
I,
did that scene.
Yeah.
Honey, I've left some flowers on the table.
Oh, Annie. Then insert woman scream.
Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed a part of the connection uses a theory
What's the theory?
By the
that
way,
William killed his wife.
Yeah. More. There's a fair few of those that do that.
Yeah.
I do like the
Who
thumbnail
knows
that
what the
I find
past was?
for Springtime versus Darth Vader.
Yeah, the one that's
Oh
posted
yeah,
made
that's cool.
Fluffy Manager 555.
I even did, however, included the Reddit page of the prelude to the fight.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and now
We could link that link into the video.
Springtrap versus Amity.
which
Started as a joke,
and somehow
and
developed into an actual matchup somehow.
it's decent, I guess. I mean,
thematically,
it's kind of a similar thing. I mean, it kind of that's just kind of the same thing that happened with me and Proto Man versus Gojo.
Technically, another one that's a joke matchup that turned into a real one, I guess, is technically Arceus versus Aslan, because that started from, but it was lions versus a billion lions versus every Pokemon,
Yeah.
as the meme
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I get why this exists. I didn't realize it became an actual thing until we started looking into it for this. But
I didn't know if it was an actual
yeah,
thing or not, but
I guess it works, but not better than others on here. I think the clash in their
tone.
stories just the tone, the clash of tone, just is too much for me.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't clash in tone is what's next. Springtrap versus
Well, it kind of
Homeland.
does.
Does it though? I mean, I could fully see these. I could fully get behind
When was the last time?
an animation of Homeland or Springtrap just trying to destroy each other.
Yeah, but when was the last time you heard an F-bomb in FNAF?
When was the last time you heard a fair amount of dialogue in FNAF outside of the phone guy?
Of security breach, I guess.
Which is the most recent one not made by the original creator.
I mean, he
Yeah,
kind of
and
said that on guideline, but yeah, fair.
I even included
I
the
feel
sprite out of the matchup and the
I don't know
CAC.
why, but I feel like I recall hearing curse words in the movie. Maybe I'm wrong, but
No, there's swears in the movies, but like, there's like very few. Like, there's like
yeah,
damn and ass.
the movie's a
Yeah.
big another reason why I can see this working visually.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway,
So now we go
for the
to.
By the way,
these
I also
extra
included the
yeah,
sprite art for the
these extra
matchup
images
and the CAC.
are pretty good. All right, now we're
Mm.
on to another top tier
One
matchup
of
for Springtrap versus Freddy Krueger.
one of the big four in peak Springtrap.
Yeah, this is very good, and I honestly prefer it to Freddy versus Pennywise, which I don't like all that much because it just feels like they're going after the whole nightmare thing, but this just fits
The only
better to
problem I
me.
have.
Freddy versus
The only problem I
Pennywise
have
isn't
is
bad. This is just better.
the only issue I have with Springtrap versus Freddy is how would Springtrap sleep? That's it.
Yeah, that is a bit of an
Yeah.
issue of working it in, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably some way for people to be for this matchup to be so good.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Didn't Jason bring Freddy into the real world in that movie?
Yes, I believe they fought in the real world.
How did he do that?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Ah, darn. We could have had an answer.
There's probably
Yeah,
if
I
we
don't know
looked into
either.
it, there's probably an answer in that movie as to how Springtrap just brings Freddy into the real world to kill him.
Yeah, if it's recreatable, that is.
Yeah. Here's a bit of a mistake we had in gathering
We go from
Springtrap
peak to
matchups.
bad.
Darremiah is the one who puts these lists together, and he mistook Funny Valentine for
Yeah. I
Apollo.
mistook the two characters.
So Springtrap versus Funny
He-
Valentine was born, and it's a inside
It's
joke,
mid.
I guess, at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still a decent thumbnail though.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's a good thumbnail.
It's basic, but it works.
Yeah.
And now for next, we got Springtrap's the best alt if the top four don't do anything for you.
Yeah.
Springtrap versus Freedom Faller.
Monument Mythos matchup, which the only other one that I can think of off the top of my head is one that a lot of people like in Nixon versus Dr. Manhattan for some reason.
Manhattan. I think that Nixon is from a spin-off of Monument Mythos. I don't know.
Right. That's
And I also know that you do like the thumbnail that make it gilded.
Yeah, this is a good thumbnail. The fact that you found a Springtrap image that matched the art style of the Freedom Folder image, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
And
Where'd you even find that Freedom Faller image?
I mean,
I was searching for PNGs and I couldn't find that.
oh, for the Freedom Faller?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could look it up. If I could find it.
In the meantime, the two of us can explain that it's very good, and the only reason it fits slightly lower than the other four, I think, is probably due to, at least for me, how recognizable Freedom Faller is as a character. That's really the only that's the only thing that really puts it down just a step for me.
Even back then, when I did my own original Springtrap tier list, when I barely knew what I was doing, it was like this. It was like not in the highest tier, but it was second to
I actually
highest.
found it.
Oh, so
It was highest below the top tier.
right. Where was the image from, Dar?
Yeah, I'll link it in the server.
Oh, Twitter post.
A Twitter post, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Right. Well, speaking of Springtrap's top 4 matchups, here's another one. It's Chucky. Springtrap versus Chucky.
Crazy how 3 of them were in the top, like in the front half.
Yeah. But we got another.
and of course, the
one.
thumbnail was deleted by deleted Reddit user, so
All right.
I'm not sure who
I'll just
made
put-
this
Yeah.
thumbnail.
It'll have just been thumbnail creator unknown or source unknown. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Still, a very good matchup, which is
and they also even got a track.
Yeah. The only issue is what would Chucky do?
Springtrap just wins this so easy.
You could step on him.
Yeah. No. If this ever got animated by anybody, there needs to be a scene where Springtrap just picks up Chucky and just punts him. Because that
I
would
think
just
in
be
the-
I would imagine this
funny.
as type of David versus Goliath fight.
That does sound. Yeah, I mean,
How can Chucky get close to Springtrap if Springtrap can just pick him up by the head?
he doesn't. Still, connections are good.
If out of all the slasher villains you could compare Springtrap to, he's the one who's connected to most.
Yeah. All right. Next, we've got Springtrap versus
Does Freddy
Sweet
count as a
Tooth.
slasher villain?
Does who count as a slasher villain?
Freddy?
Yes. Very much so.
Uh-huh.
So,
With
12 left.
Springtrap
Then.
versus Sweet Tooth. 12 left, yes. Until we're done with the first half.
Fairly average matchup as far as things go, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Just means the others are better.
It's not that good either.
But
It's
also
just
remember when you stated
average.
you like the idea
Average.
of Springtrap getting rammed by a truck.
Oh, absolutely. Springtrap just getting absolutely creamed by the ice cream truck.
Isn't that thing also a Transformer?
Yes, it does transform into a robot. Well, I guess mech would be the better term. It does transform into a mech.
Yeah. Mech is a better term.
Yeah. Alright, then we've got Springtrap versus Relius Clover, which is
No.
bad.
It uses Rule 34 and Gacha Life as connections.
Well, yep, that instantly is terrible.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on quickly from that. Springtrap
Nothing else
versus
to
the
say.
Joker. Which... no.
Joker, baby.
Joker matchups are hard to find a good one for, it seems.
He either stomps or he gets stomped.
Even when there's... The best I've seen has been Green Goblin, but then Green Goblin just has David Xanatos from Gargoyles, which just seems to be a much better matchup. Plus,
Although for Green Goblin, I would have him fight against the Headless Horseman from Warcraft.
That feels more like a vibe type of matchup, you know? Just have a similar vibe.
But I wouldn't mind the idea of a Green Goblin versus the Joker, in my opinion.
Alright, let's move on then, since there's not much to talk about with that one.
To a second good ult.
Yeah, what we have here is Springtrap versus Diavolo.
Diavolo.
The matchup that Darremiah mistook for Funny Valentine.
Yeah.
This one is really good.
Very much seems to be.
Also, I want to point out this: the connections don't mention it, but Diavolo, he is voiced in the dub by Kellen Goff, and Kellen Goff has voiced Funtime Freddy and Glamrock Freddy in FNAF, along with some others.
Neat connection. Well, yeah, superfluous one, bonus one, but still.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. So this is the second really good ult.
Yeah.
And then we hit basically.
Anyways, the next one is Springtrap versus the Doctor,
which hits the bottom of the list in terms of things. Very bad idea.
Hold on. Okay.
Not really much to talk about there, so as we wait for Gilded to return, we've got Springtrap versus Chris Walker from Outlast, which is a fair bit better, but still not great. But seems
not bad.
We're on Chris Walker now, which seems fairly average as a matchup.
Yeah.
And with that being average, we're back to another terrible idea in Yuya
Springtrap versus Yuya Kizami
from Corpse Party, which is very bad.
Out of the two FNAF versus FNAF versus Corpse Party matchups, this is the bad one from what I've heard.
And we have an equally bad matchup in Springtrap versus the dog from something called Duck Season. So, just another.
It vibes, but at the same time, no.
Yeah, there's other mascot killers that he's up against that just have actual connections past being mascot killers.
Yeah.
And then, so moving on, we now have Springtrap versus Jack Frost from the 1997 horror movie Jack Frost.
It good.
Yeah. Better than I expected it to be upon seeing that it was Jack Frost. But, yeah.
I even like the thumbnail that I found.
Honestly, yeah, it's
a good thumbnail.
Good find.
And and anything else to say about it? Because if not, let's speed through these last three.
Yeah, because we've got Turbo
Springtrap versus Turbo Mega Sonic. If you know, you know.
And then for the exact same reason, Cinderfall.
I remember you said that they don't entirely hate the idea of Cinderfall versus Mega Sonic, but the person behind it is horrible.
Yeah, that's
the person behind Mega Sonic versus Cinderfall just tanked any real good opinions of the matchup from people.
It was a mid matchup.
It was a mid matchup that they just tanked into the ground of how they were to the community.
And for the last one, we got the absolute best one of this entire list: Springtrap versus Springtrap. Now let's go to our past selves.
Am I right?
Well, the last one of the first half of the recording that I messed up. Yeah, it was entirely my fault.
Now let's hand.
But now we've caught up to where
it's okay, Nuke.
And
let's hand this back over to our past selves.
Yep.
So let's talk about Springtrap versus Willy Wonka.
Yep.
This one, you can It's a DBX. It's a concept.
Yeah, and you run it as a comedy fight, a joke matchup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like a similar to Scrooge McDuck versus Shovel Knight.
Well, no, that was a serious one. 'Cause there's a good
Yeah, that was a
link
serious
there.
one. And so was Scooby versus Courage.
Yeah.
Scooby versus Courage was serious.
It absolutely was. It just ended up in a tie because neither of them can be killed by the other.
SpongeBob versus Aquaman, that one wasn't serious
Well,
after they
no.
realized.
Yeah, that one.
I mean, it was a joke matchup,
They
but it was still a
probably
death battle.
they probably considered it as a joke matchup from the beginning, given that they used the weakest Aquaman.
You know, actually, no. They thought they would get something ridiculous for that era, but
True.
no, that was actually just the Aquaman that sucks.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they worked it into the fight, which was that was a good fight. It was a fun.
It was a good fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I mean,
I feel like this could be one of them, but like I still think I think Willy Wonka's fucked. Like the moment Springtrap gets his hands on him, he's
I
dead.
almost feel like somebody took the names of William and Willie and just was like, now do these two actually have connections?
Willie Afton.
Also,
yeah.
It says here in the
Like, imagine a
connections-
fusion between these two.
It says here, founders of known industries, and I'm thinking, like, that is the wrong word. Because neither of them founded an industry, they just made a business. They founded a company.
I mean,
I suppose
William did. I mean, is William a co-owner or a full owner? That's the question.
I think he's a co-owner because he did work with Henry.
Yeah, he probably is.
Yeah, Henry.
My point there being that they founded businesses in an industry that already existed. They weren't the first people to do that thing. At least I don't think they are. I know for a fact Wonka isn't. Chocolate makers existed before he did.
I mean, according to MatPat, Fredbear's may have started in the 30s or something.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, because he did the whole timeline on the franchise.
Yeah, but I highly doubt that William. There's a question to be had about whether William Afton was the part of the founding of animatronic animals as a concept in that series.
Yeah, I mean, if it did start in the 30s, then you could make the debate.
This is all to say that known industries should be changed to both are founders of companies that pioneers technology.
Yeah, but anyways, it's still going in the middle of the list.
Oh, absolutely.
Springtrap versus Victor. Victor versus Doc Ock better.
Yeah.
The only thing this matchup has for it that makes it a little bit above mid is that how they both died in the fire. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have Springtrap versus Carnage, which is mid as hell.
Right
a
above bottom
in Carnage's favor.
I mean, yeah. How many of these does Springtrap actually lose? That's the good question.
We might have to have a running tally. I might just edit in a number.
I wonder if we found a matchup that is considered debatable.
And just
there's few actually.
L's.
Like Homelander could be debatable because Homelander. They did mention that Homelander could survive a nuke.
Yeah,
but what is he going to do?
Supposedly able to tank every weapon on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is he going to do when Springtrap impregnates him?
It's always funny hearing that he can do that because it's like, why?
Yeah.
When you look into the FNAF books, all you get is Mpreg staring at you.
Yeah. I feel sorry for everybody who read those books.
I feel sorry for the new guy who has to read the FNAF books
Oh god, yeah.
because Matt Pat's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I can't believe he died March 9th.
Well.
Springtrap versus Carnage and Springtrap versus Metal 4, they're basic. It's surface level stuff. Do we have anything more to say about Springtrap versus Metal 4 other than surface level?
Well, it's funny to see Springtrap fighting a dragon.
Yeah, but we have a matchup that does that better.
Yeah, this matchup just...
You'll see.
This matchup isn't great. It really isn't. Alright.
Springtrap versus Rat. It makes sense.
It makes sense in the whole...
but it's more basic.
Because Five
original
Nights at
versus
Candy's
fan game.
is based upon Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Considering it's a fan game.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the same universe, too.
Yeah. So it makes sense, but it's like mid.
It's basic. Springtrap versus Bond. We didn't... Most of the connections for this focus on a theory, which, I kind of believe, but also not anymore, really.
Theory from
But I
which
can basically
side?
say it. For Bond.
Right.
But the basic connections of rabbit animatronic killers that killed at least 5 people, I think, or 4? No, 5.
Right.
No, 4. At least 5, actually.
You want
But
to back and forth there?
they're part of... Yeah, the rabbits are part of an animatronic food chain that... And they may actually be in the same universe, but they're in different areas of the United States. But animatronic killers that are bunnies, and they forcibly stuff people into animatronics, and it gives them new life. It's a little bit better than
Yeah, I mean, it seems
Springtrap
right.
versus Rat. And if you believe the Jack is Bond theory, then there's another connection. A father's inside those suits.
Oh. So yeah, I mean, it's all right.
I think it.
But I feel like the fact it relies on
Yeah.
theory kind of just means
Yeah.
you can't really consider it.
I mean, I think that theory might be straight up deconfirmed, but it's too vague to know.
Right. So
Not like the Gregory robot.
Don't talk about that.
So next, Springtrap versus Robocop.
Oh my gosh! It's the bottom of the barrel.
It really is.
They've reached for connections, and even then they came up short.
Yeah. Because the work with corrupt companies, that's... No.
He made the company.
Afton made the company, yeah, he's the founder.
Springtrap versus Terminator. This one's really fun.
It is. It's more fun than you might expect upon first looking at it. But then when you look at the links, it's like, huh.
They're both themed around the 80s too, so
yeah. So it's better than you expect, which is fun. It definitely goes in.
The track name can be
back to back.
The track name can be back to back,
which is a really good one.
I just want to see how the two would bounce off each other, how the abilities would bounce off each other.
Yeah, a crossover between the two, or just a DBX level fight would be.
Yeah,
really,
I kind of
really
imagine
fun.
this being a Mortal Kombat crossover fight.
I mean, Springtrap would fit into the Mortal Kombat universe. Let's not lie.
Yeah, no, he would.
It's kind of like Scorpion. What do you think about it?
From a certain point of view.
Yeah, from a certain point of view.
What do you think his ending will be like?
He just becomes immortal. That's it. He finally gains that immortality.
Yeah.
Like true immortality, not the one that can be burned away.
Yeah. All right. Springtrap versus
Springtrap versus Asgore. I said this in Sand versus Springtrap, but the only Undertale versus FNAF matchup I like is only with fan games.
Yeah, I
Undertale
mean,
Yellow and Day Shift at Freddy's, if anyone's interested.
looking at these connections, I mean, on paper, you get it, but don't
But at the same
like
time,
it.
it's like, yeah, it's this is on the same level as Springtrap versus Darth Vader. Honestly,
Honestly, I can agree. It's not very good. All right, moving on.
uh,
Springtrap versus Ultron.
I
Why?
like to quote it, the thing at the end.
I mean,
I'd
like
like
with
to think at the end.
Carnage,
Honestly, if this
Ultron
gets
massively
above a
stomps
1, you're lying.
Springtrap.
Yeah. Oh man, they were right. It's so
So I'm
bad.
gonna rate this a 2 out of 10.
Nice.
I just love this next one. Springtrap versus Costume Man. Connections. I don't know.
Well, all right then. I
I
guess
don't
we
know
can.
what Costume Man is.
Neither do I. I guess we can just move
I
straight
mean, I
on.
found this matchup as
I-
one of the ideas from the Springtrap Reddit thread.
One thing I
Peak
do
is
want.
next.
One thing I do want to say: the Springtrap image used in this Costume Man thumbnail. I really like that picture. It looks quite good, especially the eyes, the way they sort of look like.
Glowing, yeah.
It sort of looks like
Yeah.
one of those 3D illusion things that simulates a
Yeah,
tunnel.
yeah.
Well, 2D illusion, I guess. But yeah, I like the way they sort of pull you in. Still, let's move on
Peak is
to
next. Peak.
Springtrap versus Goji from Unknowingly.
That's the creator. Goji is from The
Ah,
Man in the Suit.
I included the fight
This is what I think.
potential under the connections.
The connections are really good. Like, this is why this is unironically my favorite Springtrap matchup. It works. It's Springtrap versus Godzilla. What else do you want?
that does
Well, I
kind
guess
of go
it's a
hard.
mini Godzilla. And the thing is, you can have an interesting fight dynamic here. Because Goji gets more animalistic, while Springtrap is still the he's still a brilliant man, even after being Springtrapped.
Oh damn, these connections really are good.
Yeah.
I get people liking Goji versus the Darkhold Iron Man more, but I there will always be a place in my heart for Springtrap versus Goji because it's amazing.
It really is. It's definitely I think it definitely stands amongst the other three that we put up top. So I guess that makes the best matchup for Springtrap a pick between 4 ideas.
Future news. Put in my commission from Tyranny here.
Yeah, if you send it to me.
It's in the group chat.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I love this matchup. I love it to death. I just wish there's more. I think they need to wait until like the Man in the Suit is finished before looking into it, because it seems like Goji's developing atomic breath.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but how do we rank it? I guess how do you guys rank it?
Well, I said on top
Yeah.
of the others.
I mean, 10 out of 10 could be a good rating.
Oh, this is a 12 out of 10 for me.
I don't know. The ones that are like on top, which is what? This Dio.
Freddy Krueger, I think.
Yeah. And there was one.
Chucky.
Maybe?
It wasn't Diavolo. It has to be Chucky. Because I know he didn't put Junko up there either.
Because that one, I don't like that one.
I mean, I personally like
Yeah, me neither.
Junko because I grew up since it's considered one of Springtrap's most popular matchup.
You want to know the funniest part about all these matchups? Springtrap can unironically go, time, huh? Thanks for the tip.
Yeah.
He can? Wow.
Yeah, in the first FNAF book, there's a time traveling ball pit, like the memory of him uses.
Huh.
Next one, Tonix the Scarred.
Yeah, Tanix.
Tanix.
Yeah. I've looked over these connections a little bit, and I get it. I mean, I like Ridley
Yeah,
to
I get it.
Tanix more, but I get it.
Yeah, I can see it. It's not the best, but it's not definitely not the worst.
No. But yeah,
Yeah.
Ridley versus Tanix, I think, is a lot better, and I think that's both of their bests that I've seen on that side. It's the better
Yeah.
Ridley matchup I've ever seen, that's for sure.
Oh boy, the next Springtrap versus a slasher movie villain matchup.
Springtrap versus Jason
I mean, we
Voorhees.
had to. Finally.
Yeah, this is very
I get it,
basic,
but there's not many connections.
Yeah, it's really
like I get it, but if you're gonna have him against any slasher villain, it's gotta be Freddy or Chucky.
yeah. Those are the two best options as far as slasher villains go.
Chucky especially.
Yeah, because it's similar sort of souls trapped in stuff.
They always come back.
That too.
Literally, Chucky coined the term. What the fuck is this next one?
Yeah, this one is terrible.
The guy from Monster Inc.
Yep.
Child kidnappers.
He only kidnapped the kid really on, I think, on what, the orders of his boss. I mean, Randall isn't exactly the best guy out there, but he's not exactly Springtrap level of bad.
Oh, Aoni down there.
But yeah, Springtrap versus Randall is not great. It's not good. It's not good. And then we'll move on to, what did you say it was?
Springtrap versus Aoni.
I have never heard of that name before.
I have
heard of Aoni against the Thinking Wiki from Slendytubbies.
I've never.
No! Stop! You never heard of Aoni?
No. Why is it big?
It was big. It had a movie.
What? What do you mean it had a movie?
I mean,
Although
Japan
for
only, but still.
Aoni, if I could, mind if I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
For Aoni, I have a preferred against the Thinking Wiki from Slendytubbies.
I also have no idea who that is.
Yeah, you said that. Okay, that's more understandable. Seriously, you need to watch some videos on Aoni after this.
I think you'll have to send me some after we finish this recording. We can go over them.
It was an RPG Maker horror game. You know, a lot of them used to be back then, but this one, I think it was one of the first.
Huh.
I may be wrong about that. But like that thing there, it'd be chasing you, and the only part that was a sprite was the body, and it was just a realistic head. There's a lot of iconic parts from it, but yeah, I get this.
What do you think of the thumbnail that I made?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
And then we move on.
Oh my!
Springtrap.
Oh my God!
Is Omni-Man. What?
Why is the connection list so long?
That's because I found it on Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit connections can get wild in their length. Despite basically like this resulting in something that you see the links, but it's like, no.
It used the theory again.
What theory?
It used the theory that William killed his wife.
Ah, yeah, alright. Well, I guess that's another slight against it. This is not good.
I mean, Omni-Man stomps a Springtrap.
Well, no, it's not even that. I just...
You know, Springtrap could be universal depending on what you give them, right?
Oh god.
Anyways, track name could be Back to Thinking.
Oh. Okay, that's
I,
a fun name.
okay, this Springtrap versus Omni-Man, that was the penultimate one. The final
Okay.
one is the next one.
Springtrap versus Loki.
No.
Yep.
Just no. This is bad.
No.
This is so bad.
I mean, Loki done right stomp Springtrap.
It compares Afton to Tom Hiddleston because British. Wow.
Based. Based.
Well, that's us managing to make it through the list.
And we know he already forgot some, so.
There are Springtrap matchups out there that we've forgotten, but I don't want to talk about anymore. This was a lot.
Yeah, we made a whole doc about them. If we missed one,
and we've had
if we missed some, that's your fault.
Yeah, we had a whole episode now on one character's matchups. I never want to talk about another Springtrap matchup again unless it's good.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: Springtrap versus Goji slaps.
It is really good. All right, outro time.
And we'll see you next time for other ones. What are we going to be doing next? Honorable mention characters.
We had alternates last time. We had Springtrap this time. I think.
So would it be the honorable mention ones?
Yeah, we can come up with some ideas as honorable mentions.
I already got a few.
Yeah.
Like the characters that should have made it in but didn't.
Yeah, I think I started making a list as well.
Yeah, if you want, I could make a doc about it.
That would help.
Yeah, that would help. And okay, see you next time for Indie Insights.
Episode 3.